Looking at this cross-section of the corporate tower, the building follows a predictable layout. The schematic defines 47 floors of active workspace, stopping at a ground-level lobby labeled Floor 1. According to the blueprints, there is no basement. Marcus accepted those rules of the building every night. As a cybersecurity specialist on the graveyard shift, he usually finished his work and headed for the exit around 2 in the morning. One rainy Tuesday, he stepped into elevator C. Under normal circumstances, the car follows a straightforward path, a rapid descent straight to the ground floor lobby. But that night, the elevator passed the lobby entirely. It broke through the line of the ground floor and continued to descend, finally coming to a halt at a level the display registered as 0. When the doors opened, Marcus found a perfectly clean office space. The lights were on, coffee was steaming on the desks, and dozens of people were seated at their cubicles, typing. No one looked up to see who had arrived. No one spoke. The only sound in the entire room was the clicking of keyboards, all firing in the same precise rhythm. Marcus had stepped out of the elevator into a floor that, by every architectural and structural record he had ever seen, did not exist. The office was anchored to a date from nearly 30 years in the past. Every calendar on every desk was turned to the same day, October 12, 1998. When Marcus approached the reception desk, the woman there simply told him he was early. As she spoke, the rhythmic typing across the floor stopped instantly, and the room fell silent. At that moment, the employees rose from their desks together. They began to walk forward in synchronization, moving at the same speed and staring straight ahead without blinking. Marcus retreated into the elevator and hit the close button. As the doors shut, the overhead lights flickered once, and the car jolted upward, accelerating back toward the known floors of the building. When he reached the lobby, he checked the time. Marcus had been inside that office for 20 minutes, but the lobby clock showed it was 2:01 a.m. Only 1 minute had passed since he entered the elevator. Marcus had experienced a spatial and temporal anomaly. He had spent a third of an hour in a place that occupied a different era, existing in the margins of a building that claimed it wasn't there. Marcus quit the following day, but he couldn't leave the encounter unexplained. He filed a formal request for the building's historical archives to see what the modern blueprints were hiding. Comparing the wireframes reveals the discrepancy. The modern schematic on the left stops at the lobby. The original 1998 blueprint on the right shows a sublevel extending deep underground. Records identify this as the Level 0 data center, a dense internal network hub. In 1998, a fire broke out in the data center. A failure in the elevator system prevented the doors from opening, trapping 43 employees in the path of the smoke and heat. The corporation decided that a recovery operation was too expensive and would create too much negative press. They prioritized their public image over the people they had lost. Instead of reopening the floor, they pumped the entire level full of concrete. They sealed the data center, erased it from official records, and built the modern lobby directly on top. The people Marcus encountered were not just memories. They were a workforce literally discarded by corporate bureaucracy, sealed in place to continue their final shift. The corporate machine continued to run long after Marcus left. 3 months later, a new employee was hired to take over the night shift. On his first night, the new hire entered elevator C and never arrived at the lobby. The company quickly dismissed the incident as a mechanical failure of the elevator car. This flowchart shows the contradiction in the evidence. On the left, security cameras show the elevator descending past the ground floor. On the right, the digital access logs show the car never moved from the lobby. IT staff eventually discovered an active workstation connected to the internal network that shouldn't have existed. It was using the login credentials of the employee who had disappeared. This is a network log from that terminal. Every night at 2:01 a.m., it sends the same automated message to the entire network. We're still working. The concrete burial created a system that requires no payroll and no maintenance. The corporation didn't just hide a tragedy, they created a perpetual machine of exploitation, extracting labor from employees who are still technically on the clock.